All right, we're going to start showing you how to do the warm-up for the Arkana Wellness Kettlebell routine. First thing we're going to do is a standing knee to chest. The first thing you're going to do is pull the knee to the chest, hold it for 1 second. Do the same thing. We're going to get 10 of these on each side. And you're going to notice it says standing knee to chest, hold 1 second, 10 times each leg. If that gets easy, pull up on your bottom toe. So I'm standing up on one toe, I drop the knee. Standing up on the bottom toe, drop the knee. Only do that if it's easy, and what's going to determine your ability to do that is kind of how your balance is. So that's one thing to shoot for. The second warm-up is called the RDL stretch. It stands for Romanian deadlift. You're doing the same movement, we're just going to do it as a stretch. This one's difficult. We're going to start out with the knees slightly bent. Next thing we're going to do is pull the shoulders back so that the chest is big. From here, it's all about the hips, pushing your hips back. You're trying to reach your hips as far behind you as you can. And you're going to notice my feet. I'm having a hard time keeping my toes flat on the ground. That's because my weight is shifted from the balls of my feet back to the heels. And here I'm feeling a stretch all on the hamstring. I want to squeeze the glute and stand up. In this warm-up, I'll only have you holding that for a second, so the movement's going to look just like this, and back up. Push the hips back, and back up. That one's going to take some practice. As you get more used to the movement, the greater you're going to feel the stretch in the hamstring. But again, if you're not feeling it in the hamstring, try to tweak how you're doing it. Try to think about how far am I pushing my hips back, what's the weight doing on my feet? Is the weight shifting from the balls of my feet to the back, and also are my shoulders back, and is my chest big? So I'm going to show you one more time. RDL stretch, push back, stand up. Push back, stand up. The next one is the standing quad stretch. You're simply going to grab the top of your foot, pull the knee back. The quad connects at the hip as well as the knee, so we're trying to stretch at both places. So we're just pulling back and dropping. Pull back, drop. Pull back, drop. Going to get 10 of those on each leg. And again, we're only holding these for 1 second because we're just trying to get some blood flow, not trying to really increase range of motion here, just trying to protect the muscle and get it warm up before we do anything with the weights. Next thing we're going to do is called the standing piriformis stretch. Piriformis runs between the glute and the hip. So you should feel a burn just on the side. There's 2 different ways to do this. One, we pick up on our foot while pushing down on the inside part of our knee. This is the hardest one to balance, so you're probably going to see me fall over here. Pick up on the foot, push out on the knee, drop. Pick up on the foot, push out on the knee, and drop. That's one way to do it. Another way, cross one ankle over the knee, squat down, push from the inside of the knee. Just going to hold that push for a second. Switch the opposite way. Does not matter which way you do that. Stretch it how it's most comfortable for you. Next thing we're doing is 10 arm circles forward and 10 backward. Now you can do them this full way. You don't have to. We're really just trying to get some blood going to the shoulder girdle. So either way you want to do that's fine. 10 forward, 10 backward. The next, a wide stance RDL stretch. Same thing, but we're going to focus more of the stretch on the glutes. So get a slight bend in the knees. The feet are going to be about an inch or so more than shoulder width. Pushing the hips back. Feel the stretch on the glute and the hamstring. Squeeze it, stand up. Push the hips back, squeeze and stand up. Again, same movement as the regular RDL, your feet are just wider. 3 more things, excuse me. Next is going to be 10 jumping jacks. Those are pretty self-explanatory. Just kick the feet out, bring them back, do the arms in conjunction. Next is scapula squeezes. We're going to get into a push-up position on the ground. Hands are going to be about shoulder width, maybe a little bit more. We're going to keep the arms straight. We're going to lower our body just at the shoulder. We're going to push back up. And to show you how to do that, your scapulas or your shoulder blades, they're the only things moving here. So I'm squeezing them. Think of a grapefruit between your shoulder blades. Try to squeeze that and push forward. Squeeze that, push forward. So the same thing here applies to the ground. Squeeze, push, squeeze, push. Notice my elbow is not bending at all. So it's all going on in the shoulder blades. Last thing, it's called a T-spine rotation. If you play golf, this is a fantastic stretch for you. We're going to lunge forward, touch our back knee to the ground, clasp your hands together like an opera singer. You're gonna rotate and back, rotate and back. You're gonna feel this stretch on your spine, but you're also gonna feel a stretch in the side obliques here. Stretch, 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 getting 10 on each side. So lunge back, lunge forward, same thing. You're going to turn towards the direction of whichever knee is forward. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Now again, all of those stretches we're only going to hold for about 1 second. So that is the end of the Arkana Wellness warm-up.